I will never understand why people are so quick to assume that when they see a single mother that she got left. Like, do you not know that we did the dash? We took off and we escaped. We ski our way out of that relationship.
I left my kid's dad because we were not in love. We were not intimate. We were hardly even friends. We were just coexisting. And I knew that in the long run, it would be better for my child if he didn't see a fake relationship in his own home.
Your baby daddy is not your last chance at love. He does not hold the key to your best future. The man who fathered your child is just that, the man who fathered your child. Men move on from relationships all the time for reasons that they feel no need to justify. And you have that same freedom. Visit LeaveYourBabyDaddy.com for your guide to freedom.
If you can easily leave the father of your children, you can only imagine what you'll do to the next man. Fellas, create your own family and do not raise Ray Ray's kids.
I have heard of women either expecting, and not just a babysitter for the kids, of women expecting the man. And I've had guy friends tell me this. Women will text them before the date and be like, this is my Zelle, or you can Apple Pay me like for the Uber to get to the restaurant, or for the child care for the night. And guys are like, is this a thing now? Like, I'm expected to pay for the transportation or the babysitter.
But my husband made a good point. If he has kids, he has to pay for his own babysitter, you know, and now he's expected to pay for not only his babysitter, her babysitter as well, and her Uber and the date. That's expensive.
Hey, this one's for the single guys. I want your opinion on something. I want to hear your honest thoughts about dating a single mom. I'm asking because one of the guys I dated after my divorce said something, and those words have stuck with me. He told me, you have 3 kids. No one is going to want to take you on. And let me tell you, no matter how awesome you are, those words stick. But I want to know, what do you really think about that? Does their age matter? Younger, older? I mean, it's not like I can change that. We're kind of a package deal.
I just want to tell you guys, do not post on Are We Dating the Same Guy, because it will go back to the man. In my situation, the girls literally sent him all the screenshots of everything that I was talking about on there. I thought that I really thought no one was going to say anything. But I did put my face. So obviously I wasn't about the guy, but he said I was. Anyway, it is a vicious place, and the girls are unfortunately not for the girls. That was really sad to find out. So if you're thinking about posting, Are We Dating the Same Guy? The women will tell the man. 10 out of 10 times, it's going to go back to him. It was scary for me because I was in a town. He was a cop. I'm not getting his name out, so nobody get mad at me and come at me again. And he had my location. So like these girls were putting my life at risk. So I'm just trying to share that with y'all. These videos, I hope to be...
Social media has so much to do with how people look at dating these days. Like, literally, this girl on Facebook, I literally saw it this morning before I came here. And she's like, if you dealing with me, you know I have a kid. You should just know. I shouldn't have to ask you for money. You should just give it to me. You know I have responsibilities. That guys were going crazy in the comments, but she was dead serious. When did we get to the point where we're not even in a committed relationship, but for some reason, the man is responsible for taking care of you and someone else's child and all this other stuff? And I just feel like it's this big fairy tale world that a lot of women kind of live in, where they feel like if they end up with someone who's not their sponsor or taking care of them, or, you know, letting them live this soft life, as everybody's saying, they feel like they're settling. And it's like, you're not exactly settling. You're living a reality.
It's a sin to date a woman who have more than 3 kids. That is what this man just told me. He said, I am not running a daycare center, or am I doing charity? He said, why didn't her baby father marry her? Why should I come in and invest in her and in another man's children? He said, if the kids are grown, he have no problem with it. But he is not going to take up a woman or date a woman who have 3 or more kids. He said that is insane.
People won't accept that the type of person that they're attracted to don't even like them. The man that you looking for ain't necessarily looking for you. They be like, they want a rich man. Ain't no rich dude sitting around like, I wonder what Keisha with them 3 kids is up to. I feel like changing a life today. It don't happen. It's unreal. You know what? And women try to guilt us in. Talking about, you like, when they have kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, or however many kids they have. But you can't guilt a man talking about he ain't no man if he can't take care of you and your kids. I mean, what? Where they dead at? What?
As somebody who's dating a woman with kids, you have to constantly be her first priority while she's able to have her kids be her first priority. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, now, if I had kids, now I can understand where Jew is coming from. I would feel like maybe I would want to date somebody that already has kids because they already understand my situation, like Jew would say. But me, I work too hard for my finances, my resources to help somebody else build up their legacy with their child. A lot of women I find online will like criticize men for having that preference. I don't feel like, men should be criticized for having a preference the same way women have preferences.
Yeah.
Whether you gotta be 6 feet, you gotta make 100,000, 6-pack, like, you gotta have a band.
Queens, I'm never gonna hate on your hustle. I'm never gonna hate on your drive. But I'm gonna tell a dude with no kids is dating a chick with kids that she wouldn't date you if she didn't have no kids.
I told myself I couldn't take a woman with children seriously. Why? The child's always gonna come first.
Yes.
The child's gonna always come first. I'm going to always need to put you first, but I come second. And technically, he's a 10-year-old boy who's going to get into his teenage years. He's going to be in a situation where you're not my dad, right? I'm not talking about an anecdotal experience. Your son may be a sweet child, but my experience, it just hasn't been the best. Realistically, we can have some fun.
But taking it serious.
It's like taking it seriously is just hard because I don't have to settle. I've done certain things in my life to put me at a certain echelon, to date a certain top tier. Not saying a woman with a child isn't top tier, but like standards wise, is like I like to travel and be like, yo, let's go. Let's go to Miami, let's do this, let's do that. And it's like, let me call my mom and see if she can watch the kid. It's just no real benefit in it for me.
It sounds harsh. Sounds like he's saying you ain't nothing. And he clarified himself a couple of times, but a man at this level with this type of money, he don't gotta explain himself. He don't gotta bite his tongue because he knows that there are plenty of women out there and he's saying, these are my options. Surprise, surprise. Other men have said the exact same thing, but modern women don't seem to want to listen to that. The guys that you probably need, you don't want them approaching you.
You having hella kids while I have no kids, and you getting mad at me because I don't want to talk to you because you have kids while I have no kids. It's got to be a mental illness.
No man wants to be second to a woman who has kids. Is this the thing? Like, do y'all feel like if you date a single mom that you are second to her kids? And what is it that causes you to feel this way? Is it the way she treats you? Like, what are the things that make a man feel like if they're dating a single mother, they are second to her kids? What if she's giving you all her time? What if she's splitting custody 50-50 and she's giving you 50% majority of her time, and even when her kids are around, she's catering to you just like she would any man, even if you were the father of her kids? I just want to understand why a man would say this to me, saying no man wants a woman that has kids because he's second to her kids. Is this a thing?
Ladies, I'm going to just say this. Children are not for everybody, okay? Okay? Because when a man wants to speak on your uterus, women are upset. You have no say, right? But why is it that you get to push your children, your choices on men? I literally just saw a woman who said that if she was a man, she would exclusively date single moms. Why? Because she says something about having a child made her grow up. You should have grown up before that. You're supposed to be a whole adult making decisions. You're supposed to be an adult when you stand on those decisions. An adult is supposed to understand that there are consequences for your decisions. Children run around here blindly acting like there should be no consequences. They just, oops, I made a mistake, but you shouldn't hold that against me. No, ma'am. You're a whole adult and you're dealing with other adults. And if an adult man doesn't want to date an adult woman who has children, that is his prerogative. And if you're an adult woman who has children, then you need to focus on those children and their needs first. And then maybe if you're going to date, then find a man who's okay with dating a woman who has kids. It's not rocket science. It's not. But having a tantrum about it does not change how people think.
Y'all, why is dating in your 40s such a hard thing? Like, for real. I have so many.
The dumbest thing a man can do is date a single mom, and I'm saying this as a single mom myself. And I say this because, one, it's stupid as a man to take on somebody else's kids when you don't have kids of your own. But the idea that you're gonna get emotionally attached to someone else's kids, and then if you break up and see them again, y'all are stupid. So I don't know why women get so offended when men are like, oh, I don't date single moms. Like, I totally get it as a single mom myself. There's too much risk and not enough reward.
The show goes on!
Single mamas, how are y'all doing with this dating stuff? I don't want to do this no more.
Why do guys that I'm interested in end up not wanting to pursue me?
Well, I guess I'm just gonna go be like a hot mom at jiu-jitsu because I don't have plans tonight and my hair will never look like this ever again because I'm not that good at hair. Dang it.
A guy told me once that a man is only insecure about a woman when he knows she deserves better.
I'm going to have to step in and say you've been hanging around some idiots. If a woman continues to tell you and hint at things that doesn't look like you, or maybe says things to chop down your self-esteem, then your self-esteem is going to be low. You can say, I'm strong, I'm this and that, but when somebody that you really care about continues to eat away and say things that neg you and chop down your self-esteem, you're gonna be affected by that. You're gonna be insecure at some point in time. So no, you don't deserve better in all situations. You deserve to stop acting like an idiot.
You're not going to want to hear this because I didn't want to realize it. When girls, I was included in this. I've actually made content on the opposing side that I'm about to advocate for right now. But when girls say that guys shouldn't have social media or they shouldn't post on socials, it's a projection. We know the attention we get from other people when we post. So we're like, why would you be doing that? We know that we waste a lot of time on it looking at things that aren't really productive or just helpful in general. And due to what we know about socials and our own utilization of it, we're like, yeah, no, you shouldn't. And we'll make jokes, I included at one point, like, you should be building a home or like working, but we're claiming that we're using it for entertainment purposes. A lot of us, not some of us aren't working on here. So if we advocate for us to be able to, unfortunately, then we should stop hating on them for doing the same.
Tell men today, you do what's right. But they tell women, you do what's right for you, girl. It's very common for guys to fall for the trap of the hot single mom. She does all the right things when you meet her because they want to draw you in. And then you start diving down the rabbit hole of spending time with them. Then you start taking vacations with them. And it just blows up. You get to the point where you're like trapped somewhere. You're like, what am I doing? And how did I get myself into this? And why are these kids so disrespectful? And why don't they appreciate any things that you're doing?
Welcome to my TED Talk. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I came on here. Yes, I have a broken nail. If you saw that, no, you didn't. Because I just wanted to state the obvious that the dating world is trash. I've always been a single mom. That's nothing new. I've always taken care of my kids. But I've been single for 6 months. And in that time period, have I ran across jokes. Like, y'all really be funny out here. If a single full-time mom gives you her time of day, do not come in her world, cause chaos. Like, do yourself a favor and walk out as quickly as you walk in. Like, and don't hit me with questions like, how are you gonna make time for me? Sir, after that comment, I'm not. You won't get a response from me because you're not gonna make me feel like I have to compete with my children and you. Yeah, have a good day.
Well, given the fact that modern women get on here every single day and they say a man has to be obsessed. If he wanted to, he would. You need to be his everything. He's got to love you more than you love him. So that would beg the question from the man, how much of a priority am I going to be to you? Because you're going to take care of everything that you need to take care of. You're going to be comfortable. But what about me? It's going to be me working hard, busting my behind, doing everything for you. And you're not really going to even give a crap about me. I don't think that's a relationship that I want to be in. But please continue to demonize men.
Single moms are the most unwanted people on the planet. Did that make you mad? All right, I say that not to really make you mad, kinda, but it's true. And for me personally, I actually feel bad for some of these single moms, especially the single moms that have multiple children. Like, they're kind of put in between a rock and a hard place. I mean, we get into relationships and we marry somebody expecting it to be a lifetime, right? We never really get into a marriage thinking it's going to go down the road of divorce. So a lot of these people have multiple children, 1, 2, 3 kids. And then something happens, one person or the other cheats, or somebody becomes unhappy, which I think that's a dumb excuse either way, but they end up getting a divorce. And now the mom is left as a single mom with 3 kids. And most guys today, because of the stigma, because most guys, honestly, and yes, I am speaking for most guys, because most guys do believe this. Most single guys who don't have kids don't want, and even some guys that do have kids don't want a single mom. And it's not because they're not beautiful. It's not because they're not good people. It's just because now you're dealing with more than one person. Not only are you dealing with the mom, but you're dealing with, in a lot of cases, the baby daddy at the same time, or possibly multiple baby daddies. That is so much added drama and stress. On top of the fact that now you're stepping into a couple of kids' life that if you guys end up getting married, now you're also somewhat responsible for those children. And let's be honest, some people just aren't cut out to be parents. So the world kind of sucks right now when it comes to this. When it comes to dating, single moms have it rough. Guys have it rough. You got a bunch of single moms out there who they just want to be loved and they want their kids loved, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then you also have the single women who don't have kids, who are just completely and utterly brainwashed to thinking that everything in the world revolves around them and that they should be super selfish and not care what anybody else thinks, or not care about what their potential partner thinks or what their potential partner wants. It's just all about them. So the guys can't even date them because nobody wants to deal with somebody that selfish. And then these women also have to deal with guys who are also selfish. And the guys have the same brainwashed mentality, thinking, well, it's all about me and I don't want to put up with some woman. I care more about my peace than anything. Yeah, we get it, dude. But don't y'all understand that love is a choice? Like, it's not a feeling. Everybody's out here chasing emotions. Why? Stop chasing emotions. Like, yeah, of course, we're trying to meet somebody and have those feelings of, attraction, and not just physically, but emotionally and all that. But then after that, once you find that, love is a choice. Our world is like, this is bad.